Hey, and welcome again. My name's Dave. We're in Idaho. We're going to look at the bucket packing again. Several questions and such have come up. We're going to cover a few of them. Number one, people say, well, what type of bucket do I need? Yada, yada, yada. What's food grade? I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's the little three arrows chasing each other, the little recycle symbol, and there's a 2 in the center. That's HDPE number 2. It's the high density polyestyrene blah 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 plastic. And it's generally considered your food grade plastic. If you look at some of your food containers in your refrigerator, they'll be HDPE 3 if they're a thinner plastic, that sort of thing. So these are food grade plastics. If you contact RoPac or any of the big manufacturers and tell them you want to pack food for storage in their buckets, they will recommend an HDPE number 2 bucket. Okay, we're using pickle buckets. You know, guys, common sense. Everybody's known this fruit since the early '80s. You can go to Dunkin' Donuts, your local sub shop, things like that. They throw this stuff out. All right, so you can pay $4 or $5 for a thinner bucket from Lowe's with the cheap lid, or you can go and get them for free, or give Sally behind the counter $1 to hold them for you, that sort of thing. That's the buckets. We want to talk real quick about Mylar. There's a lot of about oxygen absorbers. There's a lot of confusion on how to use these and things like that. Typically, we're using 5-gallon buckets here today. Typically, what you want to use is about 2,000 cc's of absorption for a 5-gallon bucket. You can do that number of ways. Okay, there's some absorbers. You can tell these ones here are larger, and we have these are 2,000 cc's. This is a multi-sorb product. It's manufacturer's FreshPak. These are actually about 8 years old, but there's several things you look for when you do these. Each packet, when it comes sealed like this, first off, it's going to be sealed. Okay, it's going to be airtight. It's not going to be loose or anything like that. Second off, you're going to see if you can. I don't know if you can see that. If you zoom in on it, there's an indicator pill here, and you'll see it's kind of a lightish blue. All right. If this is ever dark, all right, the absorbers are bad. All right. Now, different manufacturers might change it, things like that. If you're in doubt, go look on the manufacturer's website or contact them and see if what their color indication means, whether the absorbers are still good or not. Typically, if you're buying fresh stuff and they're sealed like this, your absorbers are good to go. These absorbers are smaller. This packet here, these are D750s, 750 cc absorbers. So if we wanted to do a 5-gallon bucket, we would use 2 or probably more likely 3 of these. Most people tell you only need 1,500 cc's of absorption for a 5-gallon bucket. Absorbers are cheap, and the overall scheme of things, you're putting this stuff up. If you do it right, the way we're going to show you, it'll last for 20 or 30 years, your whole grains. You might as well just spend the extra, 5 cents, whatever it is, to go for the 2,000 cc absorption. Okay, so those are the absorbers. We'll be using the 2,000 today, by the way. Also, since these are a little older, even though they're still sealed and they still seem to pull a pretty good vacuum, we'll probably double up on these just to be sure. Again, don't go chintzy on this and, people step over $1 to pick up a dime sort of thing. You've spent a lot of money on this food, and you also have to look at the future value of that. The 50 pounds of rice that cost you $13 now, guess what? In 10 or 15 years when you go to rotate it, it's probably going to cost $30. Now, if you open it up in 10 or 20 years and you find out that it's bad, you've lost $30. All for want of trying to save a nickel or something like that on an absorber. One thing you always do as well, too, is absorbers, by their very nature, they absorb oxygen. They're going to start working as soon as we snip this top open. So we're not going to do a 2-bucket run. That's just silly. Okay, that's just silly. What we need to do is we need to do a good quantity of buckets at one time. Now, if we only have 2 buckets to do and we want to go ahead and do that, we can. All right, but absorbers, oxygen absorbers, are designed to be used up, all of them in the packet, when you open it. Okay, people will tell you can put them in mason jars and reseal the package. You're going to have marginal luck, if any, with all of those. There's a lot of folks that don't have any luck with that. I personally haven't either. All right, so open them, use them all at once. That might mean doubling it up. Again, big darn deal. Another 25 cents, something like that. You're protecting this stuff for a long period of time. So we're going to do a large run today. So we'll open the whole packet. We'll use it all at one time. There's 16 in these, and the smaller ones, there's 50 in there. Mylars. this is actually a 6-gallon Mylar. This is a little bit heavier duty Mylar. You want the thicker mill Mylar, if at all possible. There is a thinner mill version that's slightly cheaper. Again, stepping over $1 to pick up a dime. Buy the best grade of Mylar that you can. This is pretty tough stuff. Now what we're doing today, we're going to actually use the buckets just to hold these. We're going to later repack these into larger barrels just to save space. You won't see that on the video, but you'll see us dumping this in and out of the barrels once they're sealed.